outside the straps, you were all up in it, dude. I mean, you were that dude in that match without it, but it's all 2020 in hindsight.
Yeah, it is.
I got the new co-host joining us again, John Zilla, in the house. How you doing?
Doing great.
Come closer to the camera a little. You got some echo back there.
All right, hold on.
I actually think I like hopping on here Tuesdays a little bit better. Mondays are crazy as hell for me, man, because I'm doing all my shipping over the weekend and stuff.
Is there still an echo?
Nah, you're good to go. You're good to go.
But yeah, I like the Tuesday thing. It's easy.
Yeah, no, it's not bad at all. Holy shit, man. I'm looking out at these points. I didn't realize Matt King is so far ahead. He's got 26 points.
Yeah.
Yeah, he might have that locked up.
Yeah, I think at 176, Gerald has the right locked up right now.
No, well, yeah. I mean, it looks like it, but
isn't he like 20 points ahead of everybody right-handed?
No, he's 12 ahead.
Oh, is he?
Yeah. And the way brackets work, you could go third and first. When you take first, he take third, or however it could go, where you would have like a 4 or 5 points. So yeah, you'd have to consistently dog him twice. The next guy would. Lonnie and Kirby would have to be on it. But yeah, I think he's got it locked up.
Yeah. Be a tough one, but it's all right. We'll see. Just a long way to go. It's a short way, but it's a long way. A lot can happen. There's 6 more events?
Yes, 6 more. 2 in September.
Yeah. Then
2 in September. That's going to be fun because I don't think, I mean, a lot of people probably are going to go to both, but certain people aren't going to hit both.
Right.
Because they are 3 weeks apart, like some of our other events. Amazing having this many events. Put the title on the video as training tips. We're going to let John give some training tips. He's going to teach you how to be amazing today. I'm just going to teach you how to be the coolest guy in the room.
Training tips.
Yeah, someone was telling me that a good subject for some of our shows would be some training tips. So we'll see if anybody wants to comment on here, some of their training techniques. One of the biggest questions asked in arm wrestling is how long do you take off typically?
Yeah.
Right? Everybody's always asking, how long do you take off before the match? What are you resting? What are you doing the 3 days out? And I can give mine, and we'll get into it here shortly. My routine isn't that complicated, obviously, looking at the decline of my career. It maybe needs to get a little more complicated, but I typically train all the way up until Wednesday before the tournament.
Wow. Yeah, I can do that.
So I don't work out on Sundays. I'm usually sore from arm wrestling anyways. So my Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday before the tournament will look like Monday is arms. And these are heavy days.
Right.
But they're not full exertion. They're 80, 90% max. Very quick 1 rep, work up to it very fast, test my strength, and then back off.
Right.
And by that time, I'm usually so fast and tuned up and I'm firing. But my Monday will be an arm day. My Tuesday will be a shoulder day. And my Wednesday would be a heavy chest day. And this worked for me for years and years. I actually need to go back to it now that I'm thinking about it. Shit.
That worked really well back in the day.
Yeah, I need more water. A lot of people tend to take a week off or so. I'm actually surprised when I hear that because I would feel like crap if I ended up, not working out from Saturday to Saturday. I feel like I would be all noodly and weak and all that. What do you think about that?
Well, I think it might be just because your total experience overall, because I like to take about 12 to 14 days off actually arm wrestling. And I take about a week off of the gym itself.
Yeah, I
Which,
take 2 weeks off of arm wrestling. I have my last practice a week, 2 weeks before, and then I take that week off. I might show up to a practice and just kind of feel hands, but
yeah, and the way I train, like Wednesdays are my speed days and my side pressure days. So
did you say side pressure?
side pressure.
He brought a side pressure.
Yeah.
Right.
And then
So
so like there's a tournament the following weekend. I'll just do like some light pronation and just some simple bodybuilding style workouts that weekend, and then I take a week off, like completely.
the whole week.
Yeah. It's hard to do. I want to train, but that's when I get my best results because I don't know if because I'm only 2 years in or so. Oh, how do I get? I'm only 2 years in or so, so I need the extra time, feel good because if I train too much, I don't feel like when I go in there, I have everything, center table. I don't feel as strong, and that's where I tend to get beat is starting.
Well, I think there's too something to be said for how juiced up some of these guys are.
Yeah,
Right. Like if these dudes are juiced to the gills, they probably need 2, 3 days off and they're fucking ready to go. You know, lifelong natty, you're 67 years old, you got rheumatoid arthritis, you probably need good 2 weeks.
yeah,
So a lot of it depends upon how many minerals are in your body. I just learned that word today, minerals. Isn't it incredible?
yeah. It's a great one.
Yeah.
Sounds
Um, I seen a guy talking about bare knuckle, and he said, we're really just going to test who has the minerals. I'm like, damn, like, that's fucking scary, but all right.
but
But yes, sometimes, the recovery is really dependent upon, how much people can process, how much they're working out. A lot of these gym guys that are like, I'm talking super juice monsters, like, or super gym guys, like power lifter, bodybuilder, like mutant looking dudes, they definitely are not taking enough time off.
no,
You'll
yeah,
see you'll see some guys talking about, oh yeah, man, I did biceps last night, and totally not knowing what they're doing, thinking that helped them. But I also once heard a story of Alan Fisher saying that he damn, are we froze on you? No, I seen a video of Alan Fisher or someone talking of Alan Fisher saying that he did bicep curls like 100 sets the night before, like back in the 80s in a hotel room in a tournament, and then crushed it. And that's how he used to train. So
I believe it. That's like some
exactly.
Krasimir kind of things, but yeah, I don't know. I think you have to have some sort of time off beforehand because even though it feels like shit to take time off, I mean, you got to be able to fire off without any second guessing anything. If you feel something, I feel like you hesitate, but I'm sure the longer you're in it, the longer you're in the sport, the more you're gonna understand it. Because I keep trying different things, but what I did towards the Armageddon tournament or so, that's when I felt really good on the table. And
Well, too, another factor that we're not considering and people don't talk about is what sort of competition are you facing?
right,
If you're really tuned up and you're going to have an easy class, you might not need any days off. You might want to use it as your arm day and as a practice,
right,
because there are some moments where the gap can be that large. If you are in like me and you lately, in the dogfight of our life, every single match, we're gonna need a little bit of rest, right? I'm gonna need a little rest before and after. Robert Kelly says, how do I get some pronation? I don't know, but I heard you're not supposed to pronate in a hook, Robert.
that dude, man.
Arm Sports is in the house. What's up, Tim? Mark's talking about doing legs in the chat.
Bannon.
You're all upper body anyways, them skinny ass legs. Don't you get in here talking about you were doing legs? Look like a gorilla top with a flamingo bottom. Uh, Carolyn, popped in. When are you gonna hop on the show? Carolyn is by far the #1 fan.
Absolutely.
#1 FL fan. We're gonna have to put together a fund to get her out to the December, the banquet and the award ceremony. What state do you live in, Carolyn? Anybody in here wants to bring up any training tips or any training ways that work? A lot of the training that I do for arm wrestling is I do a lot of where Travis, you've seen Travis holding the band and backing up. That works great for me. A lot of false grip pull-ups. I love not so much of a cheat curl, but a short range bicep curls.
Like a 90 parallel to the floor kind of curl.
Yeah, and just double arm and just I like to keep it all the way, still keep that tightness in the bottom. Statics, love statics. But I think that you could pretty much be in prison and get ready for arm wrestling. Like pull-ups, like we know that probably the best chest workout if you can't do bench is probably push-ups, right? Like, that blows your shit up more than anything.
Yeah.
And so you could probably get a good base doing that and just pull-ups, man. There's so many variations of pull-ups. I don't know if I have it now, but I was just in good shape last year, having good one arm hold, almost a full pull-up one-handed. And that is killer. You could do the two hands and then just hold the one. But everything I do is like this. I'm not doing any pull-ups or everything I do is like this. So it's all false grip. So that I'm getting used to, taking the load up into the wrist, and just false grip and just cupping it in. But I think that a lot of variations of pull-ups, you see all these guys like, what's a kid? Cody Wood, Daniel Price. These guys love weighted pull-ups.
I used to, but it's heavy.
Well, the problem is that your elbow's got to be really healthy.
Yeah, it's hard for me to do anything too heavy when it's a big motion like that because my elbows are always like at least partially inflamed where it's, I feel like I get more out of less sometimes.
Yeah, no, I could see that. Let me go ahead. I'm going to post the live link for anybody that wants to hop in here. We are going to put it on the page on my personal Facebook page. So go to Brandon Lee Facebook. Holy shit, look at this guy. Have you seen this picture? You have it?
Huh? Robert Kelly made?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just badass, and it's gonna be my new.
Wow.
I'm gonna scare the hell out of everybody.
That's awesome.
One day.
All right. If you guys Zoom, click the link, hop on. Let me go back. I gotta find that picture. Good Lord, that's going on here.
Yeah, I like to do a ton of pronation work. Really, I mean that. I like to pronate. I don't do any supination really at all. Zero.
Well, and the thing is when you end up as the type of guy that just does pronation, you could end up looking crazy and all twisted up.
Yeah.
Not even looking like a real human.
That's the plan.
This is what John's looking like after pronating for 2 weeks.
Nobody wants none.
It's getting real out here. Okay. I want to know whose arms did he steal?
I don't know, but I'm never flexing on camera again as long as that's out there.
Yeah. That's out of control. Repping the USAL. Jersey adds 10 pounds of pronation. Get yours on the Shopify. Absolute insanity. Robert, you're a madman.
He's
great opportunity to plug the shop, though. Appreciate it.
Oh, man.
Black jerseys are back in stock. Anybody looking for their black jersey? They are back in stock. More training tips, man. I've always been kind of a bodybuilder routine, a typical gym routine, and then some arm wrestling specific stuff. But I think arm wrestling is one of these weird things where everybody has a something that they're doing, something that's, working for them, this little thing. I do have a band usually tied in my car, just stretched across from like the other handle, like the fucking whatever, the grab bar on the
Right.
other seat, and just nothing crazy, just something to hold and tighten up the elbow.
Yeah. There's the people that are only arm wrestling people where they just all they do is arm wrestle. They don't do any weight training. I'm a numbers guy, so I like to track numbers more than anything. Like
Sure.
I have to know what I did last week to this week and so on and so forth, and that's how I do all my stuff.
I intend usually to just cheat my opponent at the last second anyways. So a
Yeah.
lot of this training I do is absolutely irrelevant.
Yeah. See, and I'm not good enough for that yet. So when I'm out there, I got to use just raw dog power. I don't have any cool little tricks yet. I'm just trying not to get screwed and set up and just go.
What do
But
we got here on the schedule coming up? Let's go over the next 90 days of FAL.
well, you have Florida versus Georgia on the 29th.
Okay, look, my man right here is the FAL coordinator.
Hey, I just know that one for sure because I'm all over the flyer, you know.
Okay, I'm 9 pounds away from 76. So if I there's a 3 pound allowance. I'm like 6 pounds off. So I may be the only guy to win a 220 event and a 76 event.
Are you doing?
No, I'm just joking around. But unless Dustin Hyatt says he wants the smoke, and then I will skip 2 breakfasts. Okay, don't take much for Gator. Let me have 2 Mountain Dews instead of 6, and that's it. I'll make weight any day of the week.
There we go.
What do we got? July 29th. We've got Florida versus Georgia. Awesome super matches. Awesome tournament. We're pretty much going to whoop their ass. I'm going to put it out there. We intend to beat them and steamroll them. I think the tournament's going to be the most interesting because I think we might get a couple guys like Jerome and some other beasts that don't have a match but are in the tournament. But overall, that's going to be a good time. I heard Ron Bath will be in attendance. Maybe he's just going to spectate from a distance, but I did hear that he was coming to watch. So
cool.
Yeah, that could be super cool. We've got, after that, my favorite day of the year. I like this day more than I like my birthday. Okay. King of Florida. Let's talk about it.
That's exciting.
Yeah. Absolute insanity. And Carolyn Robert will not have a good chance against you. We've seen you train. You're probably too strong. Robert, you need to come train with me. I'm gonna have to teach you some definite moves to weasel Carolyn out of that. Are we at 500 subs? Someone said 495. I lost 3 subs. That's out of control. All right, whoever's the 500th subscriber, I will mail you a piece of merch. So someone go make a fake account, log in, and be that 500th subscriber.
I'll be right back now.
Send me a screenshot when you are the 500th. Is Florida versus Georgia for points? Great question. While it is not, I would love to run this by the committee and talk to a lot of my guys. That would be a great idea and a great incentive to go represent and get some extra points. However, because we did not state that before we began talks of money and beginning the points, I wouldn't want to change that mid-race.
Right.
I think that would be ethical. So great idea, Mark. I think Mark actually messaged me something about training ideas, or Mark's always messaging me ideas about this. The dude's actually got, when we're talking about Goose, Mark Geeson, he's got a lot of good ideas about some league stuff. He was mentioning me some NASCAR point style things where there's a playoff at the end. It's like the top 4 guys, they have a 4-way super match, But I think we have our format now. I think next year I would like to do a poll and kind of see what everybody wants, and then we'll just do what the mass wants,
Right.
This is really for the league, Um,
This is just a big trial run, anyways. For the first year, you get to see what places work and how it all goes together, and then you get to tweak it from there and make it better.
all right, what if you come to King of Florida? Have you ever seen where they roast pigs? Like they have the pig and the apple in its mouth, and what if I have a full alligator right there spread out?
That'd be insane.
Would that be insane?
That'd be insane.
All right. Everybody that wins the King of Florida, you're getting a live alligator. Mine's a baby gators. I'm giving little alligators live to all the winners. What you do with that is on you. You do what Arizona did. Finals be a best of 3. I've always liked that idea. It's not a bad idea. The problem I have with a lot of these variations and changes suddenly is that you don't want to get into each event having its own set of rules and its own way it applied. While you do want variety, you ultimately want to have these you want to have consistency when you're dealing with money.
Right. And the only reason they had that is because they had 2 separate brackets where the winner of each bracket faced in a super match at the end.
Yeah, no, and I love how they do it. It's cool. It's not the way I would do it, but it's very interesting. I personally like the format where everything is a best of 3, every match you face, but let's talk for another time. I've got an idea like that we're going to be releasing here soon. Something interesting that has a whole nother format to arm wrestling. Some people know about it, some don't. But we'll save that for another show. King of Florida, it's going to be insane. The belts are coming back. Let me find the belts. Let's see.
Be a big tournament.
How would you feel if you won that?
Man, that's one of the tournaments that you're hoping you can place, and if you win it, oh my goodness, that's the highlight of the year.
You lose your mind, huh?
Absolutely, yeah. That's the one tournament that I would want to win, if any of them.
Yeah, you and me both, man.
Because that's the one where you never know who's going to show up, and there's always going to be some studs in your class. You're not going to walk through that one. Like
always going to be some beasts.
Yeah.
Always. These types of things I've learned that you can always count on 2 bad motherfuckers being in the room, bro. Yep. I don't care if there's only 4 guys in each class. There's going to be 2 hitters there. And when you get to a tournament like King of Florida, where you got 6, 8 mean dudes, and then you got 5 guys that could be a dark horse and take it if the brackets get fucked up.
Yep.
Disregard the skulls in the background on the page we're sharing. This is last year's awards that went to the winners. This year, we're going to do something, I think, even more epic than those. Did you get to see those awards?
Yes, I think
concrete skulls and the thing. Those are pretty cool, huh?
Yeah.
Pretty fun. This belt right here, closest to us, this is the King of Florida belt. This belt exists right and left-handed. Also, on the side plates here, you have the names engraved. So a lot of you guys are familiar with the Devon WAL Legacy hammer.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember when they brought those hammers out, that was the shit, man. But this is the legacy belt. This belt belongs to Florida. So the winner of this, it's not yours forever, but it is yours to keep for the entire year. You get to walk around. You are the dude, and we ultimately will engrave your name on it and lock you down in history forever for Florida. This is a legacy award. You will also win awards. But you are going to have this belt all year long. So it'll be, something that you can walk and brag with your boys with and shine. And I will tell you that it's pretty badass. This is going to be the 3rd year we've had the belts. First 2 years we had Carl Stanley and we had Noel Nunez. Carl Stanley was actually the right-handed holder. Noel was the left.
Wow.
Yeah, so and this goes to the highest placing Florida arm wrestler in the overalls. So it's let's say John Brzezinski shows up and he wins the tournament, but you took second, you were in the finals with him, you are the king of Florida. So
Right.
while this may not signify the overall ranking, because as you know, Chance does our rankings and we use a who beat who system down here, it will represent you as the motherfucking king. So I would love to have this belt. I've won everything in that there is to win in Florida. Every single thing ever, man. I won the largest cash prize ever given away in Florida. I won a whole bunch of shit in the day. I never won King of Florida. So I'd love to win this. I'd love to win this belt. And don't think you got to be a heavyweight, because right now we got a Shark and Chance have it. Shark's a 220 guy, has the belt. And then we've got Chance obviously has it. So it's anyone's belt, it's anyone's game, and it will take place. These belts will go down in the overall. A lot of people have kind of been sleeping on the overall lately. I don't know if you guys been looking, but those points are totally winnable. It's a lot of extra points. So you're not only going to have the extra points, but you're also going to have the added bonus of the belt. Don't let me win that belt. I will walk around in Walmart with that thing over like I'm Stone Cold Steve Austin. Okay. Give me a hell yeah. Start chugging Mountain Dews right in there.
Yeah. If I won that, you would never see my face on here. It would just be a belt right here the whole time.
That's exactly. I'll tattoo the belt across my belly so that it's there permanently.
Right. Yeah, that's gonna be a crazy overall class. I can see it now. It's gonna be stacked.
I foresee King of Florida by next year having belts in every single class that come back each year, and very similar to Contraband Days does that.
Right.
Which is, I guess, Louisiana States.
That
but yeah, this year we're gonna have some amazing awards. All sorts of fun stuff. Don't forget too, we talked about early on that finals is going to be double points. Everybody keep that in the back of your mind. I know John's looking surprised again. Is it just jarring your memory?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know a lot of people forget. A couple people asked me if that's still going on. Yes, that is still going to go on, and you should go ahead and keep track of it, because it's going to be great. You could be down by 10 points and crush it at the end, and a total game changer. So it's the wild card of an event. I am putting together some of the details right in the past week for the finals. I would love to do the finals on private property. If we could, a building where we had it all to ourselves and we could just throw a blowout party at the end.
That'd be sick.
Arm wrestle till everybody's feet hurt, arms hurt, they want to go home, tired of standing around type shit. So working on that. We aren't going to sell ourselves short on that, but we got a couple other things. Hold that for me one moment. We've got September's coming up. That's a pretty big deal. We are coming back to Pro Gear Gym.
Yeah, it's a cool place.
Dude, Lord knows we love Pro Gear, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I think that Pro Gear might be one of the very best venues that we've used, just because that boxing ring was an absolute hit.
Yeah, it's really cool. And then the little bleacher system they have, or all that was awesome.
Yeah, I want to build on my property, man. I was telling you, I want to build like a semicircle amphitheater of bleachers where we could just have events on this property, very similar to drop the screen share, very similar to how the bike week event is set up.
Right.
So let me pull that back up. So we've got Pro Gear Gym, we've got A big super match happening.
That's gonna be a good one.
Yeah, it's going to be a good one. The ladies are going to absolutely battle it out. We've got Anna Grunlin versus Sarah Bachman.
Where's
Good.
she from?
Well, judging by those two little dots over her name, I'm going to guess she's from Sweden.
Oh yeah, look at that.
Sarah's got those same little dots over the A in her name. So
They're both more jacked than me. What the hell?
either they're members of Motley Crue or they're from Sweden. Oh, they would both smoke you. They would beat both of us if there was a tag team arm wrestling match right here.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
I'm sure that they train harder than us.
Oh yeah. 100%. Yeah.
Gotta love it, man. Gotta love it. We got I believe this match is sponsored by Tugboat. Chance Shaw's Tugboat Arm Wrestling channel. He was in, yeah, Chance Shaw put this together for the Florida Arm Wrestling League. He made this happen. This is going to be a massive match. This woman here, Anna, apparently she's a real threat to Sarah. So Sarah's training her ass off, but Sarah's going to be in her own gym.
Yep. Home field
And I
advantage.
don't know if you think you can kick my ass, but you can't kick my ass inside this house.
Right.
Not my house, you can't. Right? At your house, you probably can. In the street, maybe you probably can, but in this house, you can't. And that might be what we encounter when she comes here, you know, other side of the world, and she's sitting in Sarah's backyard. Sarah's then brought her chickens to watch in the audience, and she, you know, she got the whole family out. So it could be crazy, but I'm gonna lean towards the hometown favorite, Sarah. You know, we don't bet against Sarah in Florida.
Absolutely not.
So, and she's looking in good shape. You said you just pulled with her and she was whooping up, huh?
Yeah. I just pulled her. I never pulled with her before, but I pulled with her 2 weeks ago now, and man, that's pretty incredible to feel. Like if you've never felt it, you're gonna be like, what the hell? So accurate, fast, strong. It's crazy.
From what I understand, they've already arm wrestled in the past, and they're going to go at it again. So I think Sarah got the advantage last time, but this woman may not have been as strong or as powerful. Right. A couple other things I don't want to skip over. I hate to go back real quick, but we got our tournament coming up. We've got King of Florida. We've got Estevan and Taylor Gunderson. They are having a super match. So these guys are going to let me pull up the details. I actually think this is going to be, a war. They're going to have a right arm best of 5 match at the King of Florida. So 2 lightweights, both these guys weigh in about 150 pounds, I'd say. Were they 155, 145? They're on the light end of 54s. Super strong. I've not pulled with Taylor as much as really feeling Estevan, and Estevan's strong, dude.
He's strong and he's got a lot of heart.
Yeah. So I can't gauge the match. I'm gonna lean towards Estevan just because I think he's a dog.
Yeah.
I think that he's a little crazier than Taylor.
Well,
Taylor cares about the health of his bones more.
Right.
And I just think that I think Taylor actually is going to have a lot of advantages. Taylor is taller, longer, and he's going to train with stronger guys. Yeah. Taylor's like a guy that's 150 and is pulling with guys that are 250 all day long. So the flip side, though, is that I believe Estevan's been in more dog fights. I think that he's had more wars. That practice you have is like Fight Club. It is, because all you guys are the same size. You're sparring very, very hard at a very competitive level every day, nonstop. You guys' experience is growing exponentially compared to another squad because y'all are all so similarly sized. You know, if I were to arm wrestle, imagine this. let's pretend that I arm wrestle Levon and 5 other guys Levon's size, and that's the only guys I have access to. How much do you think I will learn? None.
Yeah, it'd be
Fucking thing. I don't care what people say. Oh, you'd get so strong. You wouldn't learn shit, bro. You need an intermediate. It's like me and you going to fight John Jones today and think we're going to learn.
right.
We wouldn't learn shit. We got to train with a guy that sucks like us too.
Right.
You know, and then a guy that's kind of good. And, you know, you got to work through the levels. So,
Yep.
I just, you know, I think that you guys got a real advantage there when it comes to it. Now, the flip side is it is nice to have that bulldog come through like Brad Grundy
Yeah.
every once in a while and kind of snatch everybody up and smash you. So,
Well, he did.
yeah, and we've had chance usually to come through and kick everyone's ass, but
It was cool though to kind of see, you know, what we were doing that wasn't completely right, maybe, and you know what his thoughts on it were. But he seemed to have a good time, and showed me a couple things that might help out, might not. So
yeah, and a lot of people that may not know who we're talking about. Brad Grundy is the current points leader in the FAL. The dude is crushing it right now. In my opinion, he's the #1 guy in Florida. And Chance is my buddy. Chance was my business partner. I got a lot of respect for Chance, but I believe whatever injury Chance got, if they were to arm wrestle today, which is what we're talking about, right? We're not talking about 6 months from now or 6 months before. I think Brad would take it. But Chance might be healed up. I don't know. I haven't been communicating with him on his injury to find out. He does have a match coming up, so I'm hoping he's healed. I think Chance would have the definite advantage of facing harder opponents. Chance has been to the top of the world and back, and Brad's kind of seen that the base of Mount Everest, you know. But that doesn't mean he's not just as capable. But right now, which means nothing. I'm calling Brad the #1 arm wrestler in Florida until proven otherwise, just because he does have the last win on Chance.
right,
So the dude is an absolute savage.
getting bigger.
Yeah, and he's getting bigger. Ryan North, happy birthday to Ryan North. Big man, the Viking.
Man,
Dude.
that hand on that guy is crazy. I think it's like Carl Stammen's hand almost. It's just like it's like grabbing a foot. It's like this.
He's a monster too. If I was as big as him, I would not be that nice.
No,
That's a pure waste of size to be that big and that nice to people. I would push people around, bully the whole room if I was 6'9", 400 pounds, whatever fucking size he is. Because as big as Levon.
I ain't saying shit.
I try to tie your shoe for you if it's untied.
Right.
He'd pick you up upside down and tie it while he's holding you.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a good squad though, man. That 76 squad is great. Do you have the schedule in front of you?
No, I do not.
What was schedule?
Blackened.
What do we got? The 30th? No?
29th.
The 20? No. Sorry. Pulling up we have a double 2 events in September right here. We've got September 9th is the Spring Hill SmackDown. And we've got, which is where Sarah's facing Anna. And then we've got September 30th, the Bay Area Beatdown. Plant City. We are going to the west coast of Florida. We're trying to get out to a little bit of everywhere. This is going to be kind of the Tampa Bay-ish area. It's a venue called Mikey's Place. Some real good people. They ended up wanting to come on out and have us come back. They used to do a tournament there years ago. So having them on the schedule this year is amazing to do 2 events in one. So we pretty much have an event every 3 weeks for the rest of the year. And there's only 6 events. That's it. And then the season's over, man. We're rolling out the money, big awards. I'm bringing out a yellow Hummer. I'm giving it away to the Arm Wrestler of the Year. It's going to be amazing. If that happens to be myself, Don't judge me, okay? I count the votes as good as Joe Biden. Where you at, Robert? You said you were gonna hop on here. Robert Kelly's ducking us.
Man, he's halfway to a tournament somewhere recording something.
He's always driving somewhere. Man, I hope he's got a gas card giving him rewards or something.
Right.
Good Lord. Good Lord. All right, I got the chat. We got a bunch of people in here. Anything interesting? Where we at? Did we get to 500? We got one extra sub. Okay. That 500th person, you're getting a piece of merch. We're sending a shirt to the 500th subscriber. Brad Grundy, you're here for the training tips. Help you. Okay, well, put on a pair of sneakers. Make sure your shirt is on facing the right way. These are the first tips I would start with, and then slow the fuck down so we can catch up to you because you're getting too strong. Pops Newman says Sarah's training is next level lately. Haven't seen her this motivated about arm wrestling in years.
Good.
Sarah's a beast. And she's on like her 19th version. So every time she keeps evolving, she's like 10% stronger, right? So even like when I remember when Sarah got here, everybody was like, oh my God, it's like, dude, she would smoke the person that showed up here 5 years ago. If she arm wrestled right now, she's 1,000 times stronger. She's jacked with veins, and so yeah, I don't take her lightly at all, Pops. You know how I feel about that one. Carolyn says she loves the King of Florida belts. #1 hype man on North America. I appreciate that, Carolyn. I'd love to be a part of some of these funner shows that we see, but FAL is definitely our platform right now. 98% arm wrestling's in here. What's up, man? Is this is who runs 98? I forgot his name. It's Ryan Grondin. Is that his?
It could be his.
It could be his. I think Paul Italia and him got a super match coming up.
Yeah, good old Paul Italia.
Man, I found out it was only Paul Italia's second tournament.
Yeah.
Why y'all hating on him? He totally can arm wrestle amateurs.
Everybody's hating on him because he's practiced with everybody under the sun, but it's he's pulled with Jerry, Devin, Travis, all of them. But I say just do what you're doing. I mean,
nah, that's why you get your 3, brother. That's why you get your 3. He's got 1 as far as I'm concerned. Paul Italia, you come on back. You got 2 more. That being said, those videos he posts are funny as hell, aren't they? His face is up.
Yeah, he's wild, man. Hey, the whole thing.
I like his show. I know he's a crazy guy, but the way his interviewing style is good. When he interviews people, like he calmly. So I was asking, and he has his questions written down and shit, bro. I actually like his interviewing. I was telling that to someone, and they were like, I think to Artem. And he was like, oh, don't worry, watch it. He was like, oh, it might have been Artem. It was someone. They're like, yeah, that's not bad. It couldn't have been Artem. Artem would have never said it was decent. He don't give compliments, but yeah, it's not bad. I like his show. I do.
Yeah, and he brings a lot of attention.
What's up? R. Kelly's in the house.
What up, guys?
Pissing on everybody. Are you training with that handle you got from me?
Yep. Dude, I love this thing.
Dude, it's so hard to pin.
Oh, you're not pinning that. There's no fucking way.
Well, did you see what Wiz did?
There's no way you're pinning that.
Wiz, they took the platform and they put the platform on a 45.
But I just like to pull back and put my elbow down.
Oh, no, it's perfect. It's perfect like a band.
Yeah.
Like a band sucks at the end, right? It's like really easy to pin bands usually, or they're really hard. This is the same thing.
Yeah, it's not.
The test is this. Or not whoever. I know who it's Stephen Lefebvre's machine. It's an amazing machine. Get yours at the gym. The dude's a beast. These things are amazing, but he should have sent his to Levon. Pay the fucking $200 to get it to Russia, into the cave this grizzly bear lives in, and see if he can pin it. Right? That's the
There's no
video
way.
you want. He
There's
would pin
no
that
way.
thing. Dog, he'll pin it.
Yeah.
Hey,
Oh,
well,
yeah.
do not hit, man. I'm like,
Hey,
trying to turn my,
hey,
There's no way.
bro, you're pulling on that spring, and I feel like it's about to hit me in the head.
yeah. I think Levon could do it.
Should we bring that in at one of the events and put it on a crank strap to a tree or something and see what it takes to pin it?
Hell
Man.
Like,
Yeah.
you can definitely crane scale that to see. I mean, I know it's not. I think the key would be to use two layers of springs, one that is stiffer for the beginning, and then but still not tight, or a long and a short spring, so it is pinnable. The problem if you use like a smaller spring, it's really weak and it's all flimsy. I use the machine made by Dan Stroud. Do you know him?
I do not.
Older cat, man, cool ass dude. And he makes a machine that's basically like a Y, like this, and it sits sideways, and it's got a little spring right here, and you just crank on it, just fight the spring, and that's it. It's just like that. It's just two handles. You can put it on your table, left or right side, and you'll see Travis training in some videos, but it's so good for developing like inside arm pressure. And it's just like that thing, like, you don't want to pin it, but just holding it tight.
Yeah.
I'm not a big fan of all these contraptions, but I do like it. The handles, I'm a believer in handles for hand strength.
Check it out.
Oh, I love it. Oh, Jesus. Show you. Look at John's shirt. He's got the Todzilla too.
This one's signed,
Okay.
and it's going to be given away at King of Florida.
Oh my God. Look at this. You need to send me a picture. Well, you make a graphic with it. I know you will.
Yeah.
Amazing. A Todzilla signed shirt. Did you rub that on his bald head?
Absolutely.
If you get 2 eyebrow hairs in there, we could probably get.
He can't spare him, man. He couldn't spare any hair.
I know. He's got a match coming up.
But
Right,
now I'm going to frame that, and then we're going to do I think I like the idea of doing like a max effort lift, and whoever lifts the most gets the shirt, and then we can go like.
That's
let
going to
them
favor
go.
the heavyweight, though.
Well, it could be whoever wants to do it, right? If it's as long as they're all relatively the same size and they max out about the same, that's all that matters, really.
I would do. You're talking about a side pressure contest?
Or like a pronation, like pick up a weight stack or something. It
For
don't
the
have
Todzilla shirt, you're going to do a pronation contest?
That's a good point.
I'll kick you off here so quick, dude. Are you
got a side pressure machine, don't you?
Go drink a Miller right now and redeem yourself. All right. I would say you should do like a side pressure contest and then pounds divided by body weight, right? Then you get like who's the fucking beast. But Todzilla would tell you that's pure bullshit. Just measure the total output. So you're right. It should just be a raw side pressure contest.
Oof.
You might be surprised. Some of these lightweight guys, some of these guys got some side pressure. I bet you Noel could tax that.
So my thing is, if we did it like with the same weight group people, we could come back to it a couple times, and like they do 50 pounds, they all do 50. And then we come back and let them do 60 or whatever. And then we can get people to start falling off. And it'll give us multiple options during the day. And just tell them, hey, anytime we're down, we're gonna be doing that. So they can hang out over there. Just thinking to fill time. Like if we did it that way, it could take the whole tournament.
Very cool. Very cool. What size is that shirt?
Good question.
That's a great question. What size is that?
Dang, that's a good question.
Ooh, it's a medium, little guy. It's gonna
immediately.
be framed though. It's signed. It's get
No, I get it. It's something someone's gonna
Yeah.
hang up. I just love that we're gonna get that a fucking 300-pound guy
Yeah.
shirt. That's what I
Right.
was hoping would happen. Only at the King of Florida.
Yeah.
So I bought 4 of these when I was in Virginia, and the other 2 that I gave away were like for similar things. Like somebody won it, and both of them, the people just wore them like a regular shirt. Like you realize that's like an autograph, like limited edition shirt, right? Like I don't care. It's awesome.
Hey, well, hey, you know what though? He needed the side pressure. You
Yeah.
fucking, he at some point, if I was down 2-0 in my match and I have nothing else, nothing's working. Fuck it. Give me the Todzilla shirt. Let's go. What do I have to write at this point? It's a Hail Mary pass. I respect it.
Is that one of your training tips? When in doubt, get Todzilla.
Well,
merch
when
for more
in
side
doubt,
pressure.
elbow foul your way out. Okay.
Right.
This is my go-to. If I have a guy I'm training completely lost, I tell him, do whatever you have to do to pin the guy. If you have to lift your arm 6 feet in the air and pin him, do that. Elbow foul off the back 3 feet, but just go ahead and pin him next, no matter what, because that'll change the pace, right? I often tell people, pin him. You can't win, but you can pin him if you're way off the back of the pad. So you give that. That's my last ditch effort. Is go
It's
for
not
the
really
cost. That's just
not
from
really
back
trying if you're not
where-
cheating.
That's from having too many running foul matches at WAL. You'd be in a losing position, so you just pick your elbow up 3 feet and set it over here with him pinning and get you a restart. This is the Wild West of arm wrestling, was the first WAL. You'd be on 5 tables and they were all 5 different rules. Every single one of them. Every ref was doing a different rule set. Some tables were running foul, some were. You had 3 foul system at some, 2, like, because people were forgetting everything. Yeah, we got about 5 more minutes. We'll keep rocking. Plant City, yeah, I'm super hyped for that. Let me keep talking about that event. That event was a Anthony Watero event in the past, and it was actually one of the more hyped events that a lot of people have been to. The atmosphere and the narrowness of the building. It's kind of a rectangular shaped sports bar. It lends beautifully for a good arm wrestling crowd being in a semicircle around it. John, you know how we're gonna pack that place.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's gonna look like there's a mosh pit of FAL guys out there. It's gonna be tight up in there. But yeah, we're kicking ass, man. We got the next 90 days has 5 tournaments.
That's crazy.
Yeah, we're out of control. Listen, and how awesome is this? I fucking love it, dude. I'm so much happier as far as seeing arm wrestling at this high point than I know you guys ain't really been through none of the dark ages of Florida arm wrestling, but if we get Daniel on here or a couple of these old school guys, they'll tell you, dude, we've had some years where we had 3 tournaments. And those 3 tournaments, just because there were less of them, they weren't any bigger. They actually were smaller and they sucked. Our Florida States, which was cool, was a 100 entry tournament. And that was our biggest shit of the year.
That's because the fire out,
Yeah, and it does. And when there's nothing to go, it burns, right? It's like right now, the iron, it's hot. Everybody's striking while the iron's hot. They're killing it. They're in good shape. It's a good reason to stay in shape and keep it going. But yeah, I'm loving it, man. 90 days. It's amazing. Carolyn says, thank God no ethics committee in North America. Pin and win. I would be the first man out in the ethics committee if they did, Carolyn. Just know they would target me. And I'm glad. What is there? There's an ethics committee in Canada I've seen. Is that a crock of shit or what? I'm sorry, but it'd be a cold day in hell before someone tells me about some ethics.
Yeah, that's the dumbest shit I've ever seen.
In arm wrestling, in your church, your restaurant, your home, I will hear out anything you have to say. But at a fucking tournament, I will dog my opponent as bad as I will. I watched it. It didn't even look like that.
That's half the fun.
Crazy. It looked pretty chill.
Yeah, I thought it was great.
Yeah, come on, man. Ethics committee. John Dabo better be on the committee. Christ, he's the president of the committee. I'll start the right now. Consider this day one. Hear ye, hear ye. First meeting of the Florida North American Ethics Committee. I will elect John Dabo as our president.
Absolutely.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
You're gonna have to do Juan Dabo because he's been blocked so many times on Facebook.
That's okay. That's his Southern California alias.
That dude's epic.
Okay.
Oh my god.
On that note, we're gonna wrap it up. I will see you guys on here next. We're gonna switch to we're start coming on Tuesdays. A lot better for me. My Mondays are a little crazy. So next Tuesday, get ready. We're gonna go out and kick Georgia's ass. I'm saying it now. We're gonna win every one of our matches undefeated. And we're gonna take home all the hardware in the tournament. So check it out. If you guys can, come on out, support it. We will put together a shuttle if we can, if we get enough Florida guys that want to go, and we will have, rent a van and ride up there 20 deep or something, 10 deep in there. Let us know. Let's make it happen. Other than that, playing for King of Florida. It's going to be crazy. Check out Red Lightning, redlightning.com. It used to be a porn site. Now it's just handles. They make handles and do a lot of filming.
It's the same.
It's basically nothing's changed. Okay, I'm not lying. Nothing's changed. Just novelty products and films.